Good morning, beautiful people. I hope you're having a great start to your day and jumping in with today's video, which is really about, are you hanging on to old hurts? Is there an old story that you keep playing on repeat in your mind? This is one of the things that really can drag people's energy down and really create states of disease within the body, because whatever we're living psychologically, we are going to be feeling in our body. Anybody can recognize the signs of stress, the signs of feeling sick or feeling worried about something. Hey Di, great to have you on, honey. And from this place, what actually happens is we create greater and greater emotional pain. And not only is, if we're dragging one of those stories from the past, we're holding on to that, we're telling ourselves a story about that. And when I say a story, it's not to dismiss what happened, it's not to be tried about what happened or anything else, but we as humans create meaning on everything. Hey Bev, hey Sandra, great to have you guys on. And it's one of the greatest freedoms and one of the greatest sufferings I think that we can experience as human beings. It's the greatest freedom because when you realize that you actually get to choose what you make things mean, that's the key. That's the part that actually truly sets you free. Now, often we've taken in experiences, we've thought about who we are and who we need to be, or we've been told that as children from 0 to 7. Hey Kerry, hey Sandra, lovely to have you guys on. And if anybody's got any questions as well, please feel free to jump in and pop them below. But quite often we've made up a story around how we're not enough, and every single human being has this, we've all got a story around it. It's because of our weight, or it's because of the way that we look, or it's because of our intelligence, or it's because we weren't perfect enough, or it's because we weren't strong enough, or it's because we weren't good enough at something. But we've all got a story around this, guys. Now what actually happens is you will continue to blame that story on the things that happen in your life where those old hurts are re-triggered, and we're carrying around this wound the whole time. Now, relationships serve such a great purpose. Hey Beth, lovely to have you on, sweet. Relationships serve such a true purpose, because often we will be triggered by something in another. Now, I truly believe that in all relationships, we will attract somebody with the equal and opposite pain or wound than what we have. So it stimulates, it triggers. So it's an opportunity to have a look at that. But often we don't actually take it as an opportunity. We go, oh my God, they're doing this thing and it's crazy, it's driving me crazy, or they don't love me, or they don't like me, and they've got their own thing going on. Now, what happens is this becomes enmeshed and it becomes really confusing, and each person's blaming the other for how they feel. Now, when you clear this stuff up in yourself, when you challenge the meaning that you've made around things, and you look for, what is the story of my life? If I write down the story of my life and what I've believed to be true, or what I've believed to have happened, or what I've been telling myself in my own mind, you will discover that is your greatest wound. And then any time that somebody even seems to suggest, or maybe they're not even suggesting that, but we go straight to that pain, we go straight to that story. Now, Brene Brown has a great word for this, which is confabulation, and I love the word because we fabricate these stories. We're coming from this limited perspective of generally a 2 to 3 year old, or even a 5 to 6 to 7 year old. We're not coming from our adult perspective, and our small self, our inner child, is wounded, it's hurt, and it hijacks our system. And that's why quite often when we're reactive, you might have, hey Leslie, great to have you on, you might have a reaction around something, or you'll notice words are coming out of your mouth and you're going, oh my God, I know I'm totally overreacting, but you're already in it. And that's because that subconscious programming, it's already in there, it's already told the old story. And so you're reacting from the past, not from the present and what's actually really going on. Now, one way that we can start to question this, and it can be intense work, guys. I'm not saying that this is an easy walk in the path. It's simple, but it's not easy, because it takes a great deal of courage and it takes a great deal of vulnerability to be able to sink in. Most of the time, we're so busy trying to push down or distract ourselves from the emotions that we're feeling, or from how hurt that we're feeling. Now, when you're triggered by somebody else, the best way to actually discover what these things are for yourself is what you want to tell them. So they shouldn't or they should. So you'll have a rule around that, and it's a belief of how you should or shouldn't be, or a way that you've disowned a part of yourself as well. The way I like to do this is through the Byron Katie work. It is so powerful. Hey Heather, great to have you on. Hey Rob. It's so powerful, and it really helps you to question some of those deeper stories that you've told yourself. One story that I uncovered recently for myself is there's something wrong with Sally. It was just something that I've taken on board as a child and believed that there was always something wrong with me. So it's been really resourceful in some respects. It's had me do a whole heap of personal development. It helped me grow like a crazy person. But there's a never ending, when we get on these I'm not enough stories, it's like being on the hamster wheel, and you can never actually get off. No amount of personal development will ever fix that, simply because it's actually an untruth. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm me, and I've got all of my emotions, I've got all of my personality and everything else, but in truth there's actually really nothing wrong with me. Some people may attest differently to that, but honestly, like when we've dig down deep into some of these things, and there'll be a story or a thought that you've told yourself over and over and over again. I know for some women in particular that have had very challenging childhoods, they could be believing that they're a tainted woman, or I'm not enough because this happened to me, or I'm not enough because of this. And so we've all got those stories. So take some time to figure out what's the story that I tell myself when things happen or things go wrong, or when somebody's angry or upset, even though it may not be about me. What do I make that mean for myself? What do I make that mean about me? And quite often we get our responsibilities mixed up. We take on the responsibility for how somebody else is feeling, so we blame ourselves or say it's all my fault, or I've done the wrong thing, or I've upset them somehow, or I'm not enough somehow. And then we also blame back, because the second that we start feeling deep shame within ourselves for who we are, we don't like to feel that as humans. And so instantly we go into a blaming story of, well, they should have just been different, or they should have done that. And then we're into defense, we're justifying, we're criticizing, and we're judging. And the second that we're in that, we are in our ego survival mind, and we've been hijacked generally from our inner child, who feels scared, who feels worried, who feels like they're not enough, and that they're at risk from not being loved or accepted in the world. So it's truly, truly powerful work. Most people really don't like delving into their emotions, and I agree, at times it can be, like I said before, really, really challenging, but it is so worth the work to free yourself. You will notice the more work that you do on yourself, the less triggered you are by external circumstances. If somebody's having a bad day, they're just having a bad day. You don't take it on board and go, oh my God, what did I do? What did I say? Did I say something wrong? That was me for such a long time. And so by doing this work, so take some time, get clear, what's the story I've told myself? And then there's a simple way that you can do this. How do I feel when I believe that? How do I feel without the thought? And that will start to free it up, because the mind starts to let go of stuff when it knows that it's hurting itself. So it's like when we pick up a coal from the hot fire and it's burning our hand, it's in the moment we recognize it's burning us that we actually drop it and let it go. And the thoughts and the meanings and the beliefs that we've made about ourselves, and a belief is nothing more than a story that we've told ourselves or a thought we've had for so long we actually believe it to be true. Hope that's been helpful for you guys, and take some time to set yourself free. If you're really struggling with this in a particular area of your life, or you just feel like it's really knocked your confidence or your self-worth, I definitely know that all of these I'm not enough stories can do that, and they can really impinge us from living our greatest life and stepping into the full potential of who we can be. But not only that, just our own unique, authentic happiness of feeling great about who we are, feeling proud of who we are, and living our best life. When we love ourselves at a deep level, we can give so much more to others. We can be an inspiring light to others, and we can truly help to set others free as well, because we've all got these stories, and we're passing some of these stories on to our kids as well. So when you clean it up in you, you actually set your whole generation free, above and below. So your children, and also you help to start to clear up the lines in the DNA from generational, and there's scientific evidence around this. I'm not going to go into that, but you clear up so much within your family lines from doing the inner work on yourself, and that's another reason why I'm so passionate about it. Have an amazing day, guys. So much love to you. Reach out. Let me know if you're having some struggles, or you wanting to do some personal, deep, inner transformational work. It is so worth it, guys, just to set yourself free and to be able to live into the best version of you. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.